US men's national team are through to the semi-finals of the Gold Cup in dramatic fashion, beating Costa Rica on penalties on Sunday night, advancing 4-3. Here is their coach, Mauricio Pochettino.
I'm so happy to play for them. They showed today great character. I think it's good for this group of players to have this type of experience. And seeing is like I said, it's really important, but it's priceless because that is the reality when you go on a big tournament. That thing can happen, and it's important that they start to build the experience together. We show great character. We miss a penalty, we get the penalty, we miss a penalty, and then the team keep going and keep believing in the way to play.
Mario's with us, but we welcome in former US international Herculez Gomez joins the show. So, Herc, was this a night of great character from the US or a night where they very much avoided a banana skin?
Both. I did think they showed great character. This is probably the best the US men's national team has played in this tournament, and they beat Haiti 5-0. But even in that game, it was a lot of Haiti errors, a lot of them just coming across defensive mistakes and putting the ball in the back of the net, not really showing you too much. And it's very difficult to try to get something out of a game like Haiti. Tonight, I actually do think they showed great resilience. I do think they showed some very good things.
Tobago that they...
What did I say, Haiti? I'm sorry. Trinidad and Tobago, you're absolutely right. 5-0.
Herc is just phoned in from Las Vegas, especially for this show.
Yeah. Listen,
it looks like it.
Listen, they go down a goal, not great defensive play, lapse of judgment, and this version of this team usually buckles.
Right.
They succumb to the pressure of a very gritty defensive Costa Rican team, and they find a way back in. They miss a penalty kick, they find a way back in. After halftime, something was said, it looked like it was good resolve, they find a way to score a goal, and they're all on top of Costa Rica. Costa Rica finds another way, defensive mishap again by the US men's national team, and they find another way. And this had all the makings of Costa Rica takes this in penalty kicks. Keylor Navas will be the hero in penalty kicks. They're going to let this slip away. And yet they managed to find a way to edge it out. I think this team in the past loses this game. This team in the past finds a way just to let it slip away. They didn't. There were good things in this game, yes, but still, it's the same things over and over again. You can argue this is a BC team here for the U.S. men's national team at this Gold Cup, but even those players, they're being given an opportunity. You're Max Armstrong. You can't blindly go into a tackle the way you do.
So BC team, but have you found your A goalkeeper in Matt Freese? Because this was a lot of talk, wasn't it, going to this tournament? Where have all the good goalkeepers gone? Who is going to be
the thing. That's the
savior?
thing, Dan.
Is he going to start in the World Cup next year?
That's the thing, Dan. If you saw Matt Freese in this depth chart before the tournament started, he's easily the fourth, fifth best goalkeeper.
Okay. What's on the list?
You would have said Matt Turner, you would have said Patrick Schulte.
Right, not playing.
Right, you would have said the guys who aren't there. There's a few guys who dropped out, and then there would have came in a Matt Freese. And then if you go back to the Haiti game, you were saying there's no way Matt Freese is your starting goalkeeper in the 2026 World Cup. Look what he just gave up. Look at the ball he just gave up and the goal Haiti just scored. And yet yesterday, in typical American goalkeeping fashion, finds a way to be the protagonist, finds a way to be a hero. And in penalty kicks, absolutely stood out. And his counterpart was Keylor Navas. And yet you come away, Matt Freese was the man in the penalty kick shootout. So is there a possibility you found a goalkeeper? Maybe. Goalkeepers are different. Goalkeepers is the hot hand. It's who comes in the best form. I think it's a little different here. Matt Turner left that door open, and now Matt Freese and other goalkeepers may be coming through it.
Mario, you watched this. Would you like to say anything about it?
No, I saw the way you talked about but no, I watched the game. Yeah, of course. Come on, I would never talk about the game if I didn't watch it. No, for me the key thing is that how they fought back. You understand? It was, of course, it was up and down. But I think as a squad, sometimes like when it was, like when you were down and trying to get in the game, I could see them trying. You understand? Try to break the lines open. But the key thing for me was. Pulling it all the way, you understand? Of course, a dumper came in the second half. When you're leading and they feel like the comfort zone and then they let them come back right before the end. But then, everybody talks about the goalkeeper because clearly I wasn't even introduced to him the way he introduced himself. You understand? I think sometimes when you have a coach and the coach has his key players and the players that are so important for that squad and they are not there, this is your moment to shine. And this is your moment to win over whatever he's thinking about. You can now reset that. And in this game, I think a lot of the guys at least created some trust in the manager and saying like, listen, I can fight back. I can handle the pressure of penalties. And I can make sure that we stick to the belief that we can beat them. And I think that is what America did as a team. And I think Pochettino now, you try to get in his hand and making sure you play. And what Tillman did, you miss a penalty, and then later on you take one and you score it. I always have to give people credit who do that, because they are cold as ice to be able to step up and do it again.
Pochettino mentioned the word character, and it's something that you asked initially to Herculez. And while I can understand character, I also think that there's growth, and it's what you want to see from a young team, and a team that, to Herculez' point, most of these players, and we've discussed this time and time again, will not be around for the World Cup. So you want to see growth from these players so that they can actually raise their hands and say, yeah, I can be an answer. In the case of Max Armstrong, gives up a silly penalty in the first half.
Yeah.
Silly, unnecessary. But then he scores a goal. So there is immediate growth within the game. In the case of Matt Freese, gives us a silly goal. Silly. In the last match against Haiti. And then you see him in the penalty kick shootout. So there is growth. The Malik Tillman situation that Mario just mentioned there. You missed a penalty in a knockout stage. And then come penalty kick shootout, you're taking a penalty. Freeman, 20-year-old kid.
Wins it. Yeah.
I'm looking around as to who's going to take a penalty for this team. And Freeman? Yeah, this kid. And cool as he can be, takes on the responsibility and scores his penalty. So you're seeing growth. That's the positive. But you cannot analyze this match and also point out the fact that Alonso Martinez for Costa Rica could have won this game when he hits the post in the 80-something minute. And there was no Matt Freese getting to that ball. There wasn't even a courtesy dive. He was just frozen. He's looking at it. If that ball goes in, we're having a different discussion. Why do I bring this up? The margin right now for this United States national team is so small, to the point that when we were having Fútbol Americas last week and we were making picks in terms of this game, some guy, I'm not going to point the finger, somebody was not picking the United States to win this game.
There you go. I doubt, though, many were picking Guatemala to win their game either. Goodness me. Beating Canada, of course, on a penalty to set up Wednesday's clash in St. Louis.
St. Louis.
St. Louis down on Wednesday. Herc will be going to that game. Jesse Marsh with a bit of egg on his face?
Oh, massively. Jesse Marsh is the same character that before the tournament started went out of his way to take shots at the U.S. men's national team, the U.S. Soccer Federation, Mauricio Pochettino, saying, hey, nobody on this side called me and said I'm too tired. Nobody here said I don't want to go. We got everybody here. We're doing this. And then last night, they lose in spectacular fashion in Guatemala, a very good Guatemalan team that took advantage of the situation with the red card, with a very good Guatemalan crowd. And what does Jesse Marsh say? Instead of giving Guatemala their flowers, their credit, well, half our team was missing.
Right.
What do you mean half your team was missing? You just went out your way to take shots at the U.S. men's national team and the U.S. Soccer Federation, and now that you lose, we were missing Bombito, we were missing Estaquio, we were missing, Alfonso Davies with the ACL. Take the loss. Take it on the chin. Give Guatemala their flowers. This is another moment of Canada coming up short, a very good Canadian team coming up short. They did it in the World Cup. They did it in the Nations League not too long ago, and now again at the Gold Cup.